Lesson 3: Tourism and the Tourism Professional. According to United Nations World Tourism as Organization, tourism is a social, cultural, and economic phenomenon which entails the movement of people to countries or places outside their usual environment for personal or business or professional purposes. These people are called visitors, which may be either tourists or excursionists, residents or non-residents. And tourism has to do with their activities, some of which involve tourism expenditure. Meaning, tourism is the movement of people from one place to another. So it is a social phenomenon or phenomena because there is a communication that happened between the visitor and the tourism professional or the visitor to the locals. In addition, there is a cultural event or phenomena, which means that there could be an exchange of culture or there could be a culture that can be introduced to the visitor from the place that he visit. Lastly, there is an economic event or phenomena. So, based from my understanding, this is because from the expenditure that tourism has, which helps the economic to grow. In addition, it also helps to offer or to provide job opportunities to locals by providing the products or the activities that can be source of their income.
The UNWTO definition of tourism indicates that true tourism is an industry. In, in itself, there are support industries that help it make an industry. The umbrella concept of tourism, where various sectors, either directly or indirectly, participate in tourism activity are linked, and those due to this interdisciplinary and complex subject. Defining tourism is critical as the meaning of tourism might differ depending on the field of study. Tourism is a social culture and economic phenomenon which entail the movement of people to countries or places outside their usual environment for personal or business proposal. Purpose through tourism, UNWTO aims at stimulating economics, growth and job creation, providing incentive, protecting the environment. The culture heritage, promoting peace, prosperity, and respect for right. Expressed simply, sustainable tourism can be defined as tourism that take full account of its current and future economics, social, and environmental impact, addressing the needs of visitor and industry, the environment, and host communities.
Hi, good morning everyone. Today I will discuss the Tourism Act of 2009 or RA 9593. The Tourism Act of 2009 background was approved by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on May 12, 2009 and published in the Official Gazette on July 13, 2009 and also approved by the Congress as Senate Bill 2213 and House Bill 5229 entitled An Act Declaring a National Policy for Tourism is an Engine of Investment, Development, Employment, Growth in National Development and Strengthening the DOT. It's attached agencies to efficiently implement the policy. Furthermore, RA 9593 recognized as an indispensable element of the national economy and an industry of national interest and importance. Tourism is now a major revenue generator, a catalyst for socio-economic growth and source of national pride. Sa tulong ng RA 9593, ang tourism ay isa sa pinakamalaking ambag para mayangat ang ating turismo at ang ating economy. Isa pa, it will promote our culture and beliefs or our national prides, so that what it is called the major role for our socio-economic growth. Next is the Tourism Act of 2009 identifies the tourism enterprises and classifies them as primary or secondary. The primary enterprise include travel and tour service, land, sea, and air transport services exclusively for tourist use accommodation, establishments, convention exhibition organizers, tourist estates management services, and such other enterprises as may be identified by the Secretary. So the primary enterprises includes the travel and tour services. This inbound the travel agencies, tour operators, etc. And for the tourist transport service, sits for the tourist use including airports, taxis, tourist drivers. For the accommodation establishment, these are the hotel, resorts, lodges, etc. That states management service such as sports and recreational facilities. These are the amusement park, adventures, etc. And these all are the primary enterprises directly related to tourism. After due consultation with concerned sectors, while the rest are classified as secondary type, tourism is also supported by many industries that provide products and services that are needed by primary and secondary enterprises of tourism. And for the secondary enterprises that may be related to tourism also include the restaurants, department stores, recreational centers, etc. and so on. Thus, the tourism was supported by many industries that provide products and services that are needed both primary and secondary enterprises of tourism. And for the questions, what are the department's regulatory functions and responsibilities in terms of all tourism enterprises, operations, and activities? As I can see, department shall formulate in consultation with the LGUs rules and regulations governing the operations and activities of all tourism enterprises, including the licensing, accreditation, and classification of tourism enterprises. Next is, does the law give importance to the promotion of the culture of tourism in our country? For me, it is yes, because the law provides for the creating of pride in place and sustaining a tourist-friendly destinations, but enhancing a culture of tourism.
Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement for Tourism Professional. Through the Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement for Tourism Professionals signed last 2012 by all AMS, a tourism professional is a person who holds the nationality for an AMS certified by the Tourism Professional Certification Board or TPCB. MRATP is an arrangement among Asian countries with to facilitate mobility of qualified tourism professionals. The MRA is an arrangement designed to facilitate the free air movement and employment of qualified and certified personnel between Asian member states. The MRA is policy instruments that are designed to promote economic integration and increase trade between nations. This is achieved by reducing regulatory impediments to the movement of goods and services. The MRAs facilitate trade as they smooth the path in negotiation between nations. Each nation has its own standards, procedures, and regulations. If trade is to flow freely between nations, then agreement has to be reached on the equivalence or conformity between these regulations, standards, and procedures. The MRA is the instrument that is used to reach such agreement. Ang tourism sa Southeast Asia ay mabilis na lumalaki mostly during the pre-pandemic. Meaning, mas kailangan natin ng maraming tao para magtrabaho sa iba't ibang klase sektor na industriya. But the problem is that maraming pwedeng magtrabaho pero may ilang bansa na nagkakaroon ng difficulties sa pagpapatupad at pagbibigay ng opportunities sa mga workers dahil may ilang bansa na dahil wala tayong sinusunod na common standards since naisip ng Asia na gumawa ng common standard para sa kaya nagkaroon ng Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement. So dito, ititrain nila yung mga worker with common standards. So pag lumipat, halimbawa dito sa atin, nag-train tayo para magtrabaho sa tourism. Then gusto natin magtrabaho sa ibang bansa na kalapit din natin dito sa Asian. Pwede tayo doon magtrabaho na hindi na natin kailangan mag-training ulit dahil pareho lang naman tayo ng standard na sinusunod. So, dahil dito sa Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement, mas malaya tayong makakapag-negotiate sa ibang country at mas mabilis tayong makakapag-apply sa trabahong gusto natin. Ang MRATP ay agreement between Asian countries na nakakatulong sa patuloy na lumalaking industriya ng turismo. Gumawa ang MRATP ng 32 common competent standards para sa mahigit 30 job titles na pasok sa tourism industry. At para ma-meet natin yung mga standards na yon ay in every nation meron ng qualified trainers and assessors na magte-train at magbibigay ng certificate, diploma or advanced diploma. Dito sa atin, ang nagte-train ay TESDA. For governments, the MRA ensure commitment and agreement to international trade and encourage the sharing of good practice and information between partners. This can lead to reduced costs, increased competitiveness, increased market access, and freer flow of trade. In the Philippines, the TPCB is the Technical Educational and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA. This government agency was established by Republic Act No. 7796 and signed into law by President Fidel V. Ramos on August 25, 1994. This was enacted to encourage the full participation and mobilization of the tourism industry. Labor divisions, local government units, and technical vocational institutions in developing the skills of the country's human resources. Ang Technical Education and Skills Development Authority ay isang sangay ng Department of Labor and Employment o DOLE na ang layunin ay malinang ang kakayahang technical at kasanayan ng sinumang magtatrabaho sa ibang bansa.
TESDAS promulgate several tourism qualification in the NC2 or levels based on the Philippines qualification framework, and some of this qualification has been aligned with the Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement. Ang Tourism Professional Asian MRATP in the TESDA National Certificate released the words aligned with the Asian MRA on TP appears to indicate that the qualification is being reviewed and propagated with the Asian MRATP. So in the Philippines, the Technical Educational and Skill Development Authority, or TESDA, this government agency was established by Republic Act No. 7796 and signed into law by President Fidel V. Ramos on August 25, 1994. It's all about TESDA having or promoting tourism qualifications in the NC2 to NC4 level. na-align naman sa goal ng Asian MRA TP. So, yung Asian MRA TP, its a main goal is for the tourism laborers to enhance their skills and mobility of employment. Then, now in the National Certificate or NC na nirelease ng TESDA, naka-indicate daw doon yung mga qualifications na has being promoted with the Asian MRATP. So, kapag may NC ka, napakalaki ng advantage mo. Kasi, national na siya.
The ASEAN MRA TIP initially identified 2 primary and 6 secondary labor divisions, which are hotel services and travel services. Under the hotel services are front office, housekeeping, food production, food and beverage services. And under the travel services, there are 2, which is travel agencies and tour operation. There are 30 job titles in 54 qualifications, level 2 to 4, diploma and advanced diploma, that have been identified from the 242 competency standard in the Common ASEAN Tourism Curriculum. There are additional labor divisions that are currently being defined by the ASEAN. These are in the meetings, incentives, conventions, exhibitions, and spa and wellness, and it would be furtherly discussed by the next presenter. Thank you.
Continuation: to have more efficient and clean work, here are the labor divisions that are currently being defined by the ASEAN. Let us all start from the hotel services. First is the front office. Under that is front office manager, front office supervisor, receptionist, telephone operator, and bellboy. Next is the housekeeping. Under that are the executive housekeeper, laundry manager, floor supervisor, laundry attendant, room attendant, and public area cleaner. Third is the food production. Under that is the executive chef, demi-chef, commis-chef, chef de partie, commis-pastry, baker, and butcher. And lastly, food and beverage services. Under that is the F&B director, F&B outlet manager, head waiter, bartender, and waiter. For the travel services, we have travel agency. Under that is general manager, assistant general manager, senior travel consultant, and travel consultant. For the tour operation, we have product manager, sales and marketing manager, credit manager, ticketing manager, and tour manager. With these labor divisions, all the work would be done neatly and high quality of service.
Various labor division and qualification in the CATC. Based on the CATC, there has a 6 secondary labor, which is food and beverages, food production, front office, housekeeping, tour operation, and travel agencies. Every qualification has a levels like certificate 2 to 4, diploma, and advanced diploma. Dapat meron kang proof na to qualify the job, kailangan meron kang mga training, seminars, or you even finish study. Based sa graph, meron itong numbers of qualities in different levels. Like sa food and beverages, dapat meron kang mga certificates ng trainings, seminars, or mga national certificate, diplomas to prove that you finished your studies. And for the advanced diploma naman, ito yung proof na nag-take ka ng bachelor degree. At ganun din sa food production, front office, housekeeping, tour operator, and travel agencies. Dapat meron kang qualities nung hinahanap para mag-fit ka dun sa work upang mabigay mo yung service ng mas maayos sa mga guests.
So this is the part 9 of our report. Tourism and related industries such as hospitality, personal services, and food services can provide many successful jobs for those who like these types of work. There are many workers in the tourism industry, like flight attendant, hotel general manager, executive chef, and travel agent. And there are also training and educational institutions offering tourism and hospitality related programs and a great number of students taking technical and vocational education and, and training tourism qualification or higher education in institution program. For the purposes of the Asian MRATP assessments and the certifications are highly encouraged for individuals to indicate that their learned competency standards have been assessed by a third-party agency recognized by the Asian. The Asian MRATP or the Asian Mutual Recognition Arrangement on the Tourism Professional is designed to enable the mobility of employment for skilled tourism labor within each member state and to recognize the skills and qualification of working tourism professionals from the different Asian countries. Yeah. All AMS will identify a TPCB or Tourism Professional Certification Board to assess candidates on the various qualifications wherein the Philippines TESDA or Technical Education and Skills Development Authority is the TPCB. Thank you.
The qualification of a tourism professional may be recognized by other AMS, and they will be eligible to work in any AMS provided that a valid tourism competency certificate in a specific tourism job title, as specified in the Asian Common Competency Standards for Tourism Professional or ACCSTP, issued by the TPCV in an AMS is presented. The eligibility to work in a country will be subjected to prevailing domestic laws and regulations. So, yung mga qualification ng isang tourism professional ay maaaring kilalanin ng ibang AMS or Asian member states. So, kapag meron kang valid na tourism competency certificate na specified sa ACCSTP, pwede or karapat-dapat ka na magtrabaho sa bansa. Yung example nga dito is yung National Certificate. For example, NC2 for Food and Beverages na ang nagpo-provide is TESDA. So, nabanggit nga kanina na yung TPCB dito sa Philippines is yung TESDA. So, kapag meron kang National Certificate from TESDA, pwede or maaari kang magtrabaho sa bansa or sa ibang bansa.
Chapter 3 Continuation Report. The importance of technology in the hospitality industry has reached its peak within the last year due to the situation in the world. All the business understood that they need to develop unique, safe, and comfortable offers for their customers if they want to keep the lights on. So, we are all aware naman na napakalaki ng contribution ng technology sa ating day-to-day basis operation. And nung nagkaroon ng COVID-19, mas lalo nating napakinabangan or nalaman natin yung value ng technology sa ating industry. Sa pamamagitan nito, nakakapag-operate pa rin tayo kahit mayroong pandemic. Mas napapadali nito yung flow of work, reduce cost, and maximize work performance. There are many processes in the tourism industry that have been computerized. However, the uniqueness of the tourism industry is that the most of the services that need to be rendered require an actual person. Robots and systems can replace some of the operations, but a personal touch is needed in many points of the service. The hospitality and tourism is delivered by tourism professionals who work in the various sectors of tourism. So, is it true that technology cannot replace manpower? Well, for me, I agree that technology or artificial intelligence cannot replace human or manpower. It is because they are manually operated. They can cause malfunction, which is possible na maging kasiraan ng hotel. And besides, they are also controlled by people. Human interaction is very, very different from automation. So, malaki ang kaibahan if there is a human interaction. Dahil, example, from the entrance pa lang, maganda na yung bungad niya sa'yo, maganda yung vibe, yung energy na nadulot niya. So, possible na maging maganda rin yung mood mo all day. And when it comes to decision making naman, syempre mas maraming experience, mas maraming alam yung tao compare sa robot. Dahil yung robot is tao lang din naman yung nagko-control sa kanya. Meaning, limited lang yung action niyang gawin at yung decision and action niya nakabase pa rin talaga sa taong nagko-control sa kanya. Computer is one of the most intelligent device at all times. But keep in mind that it is made by human being as well. Therefore, a computer can never attain the qualities that human possess.